Hey, what are you thinking?
Good morning, Ken. Yeah, what
Morning.
struck me most amusingly about that bit on Trump's comments about Biden was he unabashedly said he was ready to smear Biden with the communist label.
Right,
The
right,
audience laughed. He
right.
got away with it because, as a commentator said, he's got the personality and the
Yeah, he
humor
does. Yeah,
element to make that go over. He's saying,
yeah,
I'm going to smear him as being a communist. And that's fine. Anybody else who did that, they'd be calling about the McCarthy era. So
right, right,
again, his personality is winning the stage for him. And don't forget all his experience in the media with The Apprentice and all that,
right,
and
right,
decades of working with New York City media. Now he knows how to play to an audience. He
right,
knows how to talk folksy. He knows how to talk non-abstract, as so many of the Democrats do. He
mhm,
gets, an emotional message across with a likable personality. Despite all his craziness,
right,
people get a kick out of him, and that's
right.
still working for him very well.
So where do you think it leaves Biden? I mean, what do you think the Dems should do?
Well, after Super Tuesday, it's hard to assess it. I'm still baffled by the results of Super Tuesday because
Yeah,
the exit
yeah,
polls were saying that most Democrats going in were most concerned about a complete overhaul of the economic system. Now, you would
right,
think those votes would have gone to
right,
Biden, but it didn't
exactly.
turn out that way.
Right,
But another element here, Ken, we've been talking about for quite a time, and it's increasingly mentioned by all kinds of pundits and media on all sides of the political spectrum, is will Biden hold up
right,
before November? Because I mean, it's obvious that at least if you don't want to say that he's senile, his energy levels, his focus, his
right,
concentration,
right,
are apparently in deficit. So what's going
right.
to happen between now and November, and how will that change the equation of him being the front runner? It's still very much in flux.
Yeah, I mean, and I get a sense in a way, I mean, a bad sense sometimes that they're kind of using him. They're putting him up there and just
Exactly.
taking advantage of this
Yeah.
guy who's old and really kind of
Yeah.
losing it.
And as I mentioned before, I think there's a plan B afoot.
Ah, you
you
said
know,
that right.
because
Yeah. What do you think that is?
again, it's hard to tell how they'll play it at the end. But if he continues to show these signs that people are labeling dementia,
Right.
what are they going to do? He'll have to step aside. Maybe it'll be some other health problem that they'll be talking about. They'll step aside for the good of the party,
Right.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
they've got another candidate or several they're thinking of bringing in. Or
Yeah.
if he makes it to the presidency, how soon afterwards is he going to have to be handled and contained, as Reagan was increasingly in his second term?
But I mean, the public never knew that about Reagan, really. I mean,
Well,
that
there there
never
there were
really
some
got out.
reports on it, but mainstream media pretty much ignored it, and
Yeah.
it was really glossed over. But again, because his personality and his experience as an actor, working with the media, playing
Yeah.
to an audience, sustained him. So
Yeah.
I mean, as we well remember, a lot of the stuff Reagan said didn't make sense as it is with Trump,
Right.
but the winning personality kept people attached to him emotionally.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
got that element going on. Trump is much more presentable to the public,
Yeah.
despite his extremes, despite the lies and all that. Biden looks increasingly like a doddering old man. So
Yeah.
what's going to play out between now and November?
I mean, but if going to your Plan B idea, if they replace him, they would have to do it with Bernie Sanders, don't you think? I mean, they couldn't. What do you
Depending on how much support Sanders is still getting from the polls, and who knows how accurate those polls are? They're all over the place.
That's
In
true. Yeah.
2016 they were way off, but Biden, I mean Sanders, maybe. Again, as I mentioned before, there's wild speculation
Yeah.
about Hillary Clinton, although that seems like a non-starter. Michelle Obama,
Yeah.
Oprah. I mean, who knows what could happen? But
Yeah.
obviously, this is
Yeah.
a very stable situation with
Yeah.
Biden.
Well, how are things playing down in your area, down around Scranton,
Well,
Pennsylvania, down
there
there?
was a Trump rally in Scranton
Yeah.
last week.
Yeah.
He filled it was a town hall meeting, so it was a limited capacity, and they were
Yeah.
all on with him. They were
Yeah.
all supporters of Trump. So, it was like a staged event.
Right.
But, interesting what Trump was doing. Scranton, you'll remember, is the boyhood home
Hometown
of
of
Biden,
Biden,
and
right, yeah,
Hillary's family has roots here in Scranton. So
right,
Trump goes right into the center of Biden-Hillary territory and
yeah,
makes a big showing.
wow.
So, it's
All
going to
right,
be
we'll see.
very interesting.
Yeah. All right, talk to you tomorrow.
All right.
Okay, take care.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Bye-bye.